Welcome to Hornbilltv. This is your anchor Kekrizan, your solo. First, the headlines. Consul General of Israel to meet West India. Mumbai Kobi Soshani said the declaration of war is because Hamas touched Israel's open wounds, families, women, elderly people and children. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday interacted with and addressed India's Asian Games contingent at the Major Dhyan Chand Stadium and appealed to spread the message of drug-free India. Two Palestinian journalists were killed early Tuesday in an airstrike by Israeli warplanes on the Gaza Strip. Other journalists were reportedly injured in the same area during the bombing. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi on Tuesday stating that ₹44 crores is too small for the scale of devastation on Sikkim. He asked the central government to step up their aid. Now for the news in details. The Nagaland People Front appeals the Election Commission of India to reconsider the counting date for the upcoming state assembly elections in 5 states, including by polls to 43 Tapi Assembly constituency in Nagaland. The ACI on October 9 announced the dates of assembly elections and to set the counting date on December 3, which fall on Sunday. In a letter to Secretary ECI, NPF MLA and Secretary General Achumbe Mokikon says, Nagaland is a Christian-dominated state with 90% of its citizens, and Sunday is observed as a very solemn day of worship for the entire Christians, and that Nagaland is no exception. Therefore, the NPF appeals to ECI to reconsider the date of counting. Mizoram, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Telangana will go for assembly elections on 7th November. Chhattisgarh will vote in 2 phases, with phase 1 on 7th November and phase 2 on the 17th of November. Madhya Pradesh on 17th November, Rajasthan on 23rd November and Telangana on 30th of November. ECI informed that the counting for these 5 states, including 43 Tapi AC, by polls will be held simultaneously on 3rd December and that the whole election process will be completed by 5 December. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday spoke to his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu, where the latter briefed him about the ongoing war with Hamas militants. Modi said he received a call from Netanyahu, who informed him about the current situation in Jewish country following attacks by terrorist group Hamas. I thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for his phone call and providing an update on the ongoing situation. People of India stand firmly with Israel in this difficult hour. India strongly and unequivocally condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestation, the Prime Minister posted on social media platform X. On Saturday, the day Hamas carried out coordinated attacks on Israel, Modi had expressed shock. Taking it to social media platform X, the Prime Minister had said, deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attack in Israel. Our thoughts and prayers are with the innocent victims and their families. We stand in solidarity with Israel at this difficult hour. The conversation between the two leaders came nearly 3 days after a brutal war broke out between the Hamas militants and Israel. According to the latest updates, more than 160, including Hamas militants, were killed. Earlier on Saturday, he took to social media platform and wrote, deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attacks in Israel. Our thoughts and prayers are with the innocent victims and their families. The message was later reposted by External Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar. Consul General of Israel to meet West India. Mumbai Kobi Soshani said to declaration of war is because Hamas touched Israel's open wounds, families, women, elderly people and children. To slaughter, to massacre children, girls and elderly people is something we haven't seen. Israel will do the maximum to get the price from these criminals, he said. While appreciating India and United States for extending their support to Israel, Soshani said US and India are the biggest democracies in the world and their support gives them a lot of power and belief regarding what to do next. In terrorism, you have to fight all the time. You want to live, you have to fight, he added.
Days in Israel, very sad days in Israel. This declaration of war, it's because they touch our open wounds. They touch our families, they touch our women, they touch our elderly people, our grandfathers and families and kids. And it's not the same thing. To slaughter, to massacre kids, girls, elderly people, it's something that we haven't seen. It reminds us, the darkest time of the Jewish people in the Holocaust. And because of that, you have to understand what is Israel. Israel will do the utmost to get the price from these criminals in such a way that it will be written for us, and we are really appreciated. I mean, President Biden, the action and the clear voice that he made, along with your Prime Minister, which they are become more or less the leader of the world, biggest democracies in the world. The support and the very clear voice that they mentioned give us a lot of power, a lot of belief that what we are going to do next, it's very, very important, because in terrorism you have to fight all the time. And sometimes you have to pay a price, sometimes you have to pay budget and finance crisis. But if you want to live, you have to fight against terrorism. Doesn't matter which form it is. And I think that your Prime Minister make it in a very clear voice. The messages that I got from even simple people, people that I don't know, through the social medias, make me so happy, and it give me and us in Israel. The conversation will pass all over the network. First of all, and the good relations between the two leaders, it's very, very important. We need your support. We need your moral support. That's the most important thing. When someone, a leader like Modi, along with other strong leaders and significant leaders of the democracies, supporting the State of Israel, it gives us a lot of power. And we are really, really appreciate it. Right? I think that the crucial part is, of course, your embassy in Tel Aviv. They are dealing with all these Indians that would like to leave. Some of them left, I know. Some of them prefer to stay. In the center of Israel, you don't feel it so hard. And most of them, they are in the center of Israel. But if there is some need, I will try to do my utmost to help them. I spoke to my Minister of Foreign Affairs last night, and he said in a very clear voice that every foreigner, every Indian that would like to leave, he will give him, the Minister of Foreign Affairs will give him all the support needed to send him back home. And we are following his request.
We'll now take a short break. We'll be back with more news.
My name is Julim Kunya. I'm now currently working at St. Regis, Mumbai. It was my best decision for taking up a course under GDU GKY, sponsored by MORD, Government of India, and NSRLM, Nagaland.
Hi, my name is Pinjo Bushi. I've completed my automotive service technician. I'm currently working in an auto race dealership as a trainee technician, also known as Parapis.
Hello everyone, my name is Ramsunula Mboyeng. I did my 3-month course in food and beverage service assistant from TTU GKY. After my training, I was placed at Radisson Q Resort Visakhapatnam.
My name is Tali from Winchong community. Today, I am abroad employed in the Central Park, which is located in Pune.
My name is Magaoli and I'm placed in Indigo as a cabin attendant.
My name is Kimni Shohe and I am from Nagaland, and now I am placed in Air India as a cabin crew. I want to thank the government of India, the government of Nagaland for giving me this opportunity and making my dream come true.
Welcome back. Moving on to the next news. Israel is close to forming a wartime emergency unity over the first time since 1973. Representative of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party and MK Benny Gantz opposition National Unity Party met on Monday to discuss the possibility of forming an emergency unity government with a potential breakthrough in the offing. The discussions came amid urgent calls for such an arrangement among the oppositions and coalition, with Israel facing an unprecedented war against Gazan terror groups following the massacre of over 900 civilians and soldiers in Saturday assault and the hostage-taking over 100 people. A report by the Khan public broadcaster said the sources involved in the discussion between Netanyahu and Gantz that the conditions for an emergency government are now ripe, and that a final decision will be made after a meeting of coalition leaders on Tuesday. Netanyahu had on Monday called for national unity government as the country reeled under a deadly assault by Palestinian militant group Hamas.
קורא למנהיגי האופוזיציה להקים מיד ממשלת חירום לאומית ללא תנאים מוקדמים. אבל אני מבטיח לכם, אזרחים יקרים, בסיומה של המערכה, כל אויבינו ידעו שזאת הייתה טעות איומה לתקוף את ישראל. מה שנעשה לאויבינו בימים הקרובים יהדהד אצלם לדורות. פעולה אחרונה, מבחינתי בעלת חשיבות עליונה, לבסס את האחדות בעם. הפילוג בתוכנו נגמר. כולנו מאוחדים. וכשאנחנו מאוחדים, אנחנו מנצחים.
The United States Capitol resonated with calls for peace and justice as thousands flocked downtown for a rally in solidarity with the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip. In the face of escalating violence in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, people from all walks of life gathered in Washington, D.C., seeking to raise awareness about the ongoing strife and express their support for those caught in the crossfire. The rally turned out a diverse mix of attendees, including activists, community members, and political figures. They stood united in their call for an end to the violence and peaceful resolution to the conflict. Their message echoed through the streets of D.C., urging the international community to take action and help bring about peace in the region. The rally in Washington, D.C. underscores the crucial role of public engagement and discourse in addressing global conflicts. The event served as a poignant reminder of the power of collective action in advocating for peace and justice. Looking ahead, it is hoped that these efforts will continue to spark conversations, challenge narratives, and ultimately contribute to the resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This rally in London followed on the heels of pro-Palestine events in other Canadian cities this weekend, including Ottawa and Mississauga. But it's also at odds with the official stance taken by the federal government and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. In a statement, Trudeau described the conflict as Hamas' terror attack against Israel, in reference to the militant group that rules the Gaza Strip. The Peace Star of Parliament Hill was lit up in the colors of the Israeli flag, Trudeau noted. To honor those whose lives have been cut short by Hamas terror attacks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday interacted with and addressed Indians Asian Games contingent at the Major Dhyan Chand Stadium, New Delhi. Indian athletes bagged 107 medals at the Asian Games and to motivate them for future competitions. Tuesday's program was attended by the athletes of India's Asian Games contingent, their coaches, officials from the Indian Olympic Association.
मैं आज आप सभी से फिर कुछ ऐसा ही आग्रह करना चाहता हूं। देश को आपसे भी तो कुछ मांगने का हक है ना? क्यों चुप हो गए? है कि नहीं? नहीं, ढीला बोल रहे हैं। फिर तो गड़बड़ है। देश को आपसे भी तो कुछ अपेक्षा है कि नहीं है? पूरा करेंगे? देखिए मेरे प्यारे एथलीट्स, देश इस समय ड्रग्स के खिलाफ निर्णायक लड़ाई लड़ रहा है। ड्रग्स के दुष्प्रभाव के बारे में आप सभी बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं। अनजाने में हुई डोपिंग भी किसी खिलाड़ी का कैरियर तबाह कर देती है। कई बार जाकर के आप इतनी सिद्धि प्राप्त कर चुके हैं, तो गलत रास्ते पर किसी को जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपकी बात मानेगा। और इसलिए आप इसमें बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले कर सकते हैं। आप दृढ़ निश्चय और मानसिक शक्ति के प्रतीक है। सिर्फ शारीरिक शक्ति से मेडल नहीं आते जी, मानसिक शक्ति बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करती है और आप उसके धनी हैं। ये आपकी बहुत बड़ी अमानत है, वो अमानत देश के काम आनी चाहिए। आप नशीली दवाओं के हानिकारक जो प्रभाव है उसके बारे में भारत की युवा पीढ़ी को शिक्षित करने के सबसे बड़े ब्रांड एम्बेसडर भी है। जब भी मौका मिले, कोई भी आपसे बाइट मांगता हो, इंटरव्यू मांगता हो, 2 वाक्य ये जरूर बताइए आप। मैं देश के मेरे युवा साथियों को ये कहना चाहती हूं, यात्रा के बारे में जरूर बताना चाहिए। आपको ड्रग मुक्त भारत की लड़ाई को ताकत देने के लिए आगे आना चाहिए।
Time for another short break. We'll be back with more news.
TDU GKY is sponsored by Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, and monitored by the Nagaland State Rural Livelihood Mission, Government of Nagaland. We teach them about soft skill, English, time management, teamwork, and in computer we teach them the basic thing, which is how to work on Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint presentation.
Welcome back. Moving on to the next news. Gangster Atiq Ahmed's minor son Azam and Aban were released from a juvenile home in Tripura and handed over to their aunt Parveen Ahmed Qureshi here on Monday. Atiq Ahmed's sister, who lives in Hatwa village, had taken the responsibility of raising her 2 nephews and submitted an application to hand them over to her. Following the killing of Umesh Pal, a key witness in the 2005 murder of BSP MLA Raju Pal, in Pragyaraj, Dhumnanganj area of February 24 this year, the police put the 2 sons of Atiq Ahmed in a juvenile home. Gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf were shot dead at point blank range by 3 men posing as journalists in the middle of a media interaction on the night of April 15th, while police personnel were escorting them to medical college in Prayaraj for a checkup. Following the killing of Umesh Pal, police registered against Atiq Ahmed, Ashraf, their family members and others based on the complaint of Pal's wife. Atiq Ahmed was also an accused in the 2005 Rajupal murder case.
समिति के आदेश से उनकी बुआ सही बुआ उनको सुपुर्द किए गए बच्चे उनके साथ सकुशल सुरक्षित।
अच्छा, किसकी सुपुर्दगी आज दी गई है?
एक मिनट रुक जाइएगा, खड़े रहिए। दोनों बच्चों दोनों नाबालिग बेटों को सुपुर्द की गई उनकी बुआ को। क्या समिति का नाम क्या है?
क्या नाम है? बुआ का क्या नाम?
बुआ का नाम बताइए। बुआ का नाम श्रीमती परवीन।
और लड़कों का क्या नाम था?
लड़कों का नाम था
आपका क्या नाम भैया?
मैं संस्था
100 crore, up to 2% in comparison to last year. Meanwhile, Adani's wealth was estimated at rupees 474,800 crore, down 57%. The third spot was retained by 82-year-old Sun Pharmaceutical Industries chairman Dilip Sangvi took the 6th spot. Meanwhile, Byju's Ravindran is out of Hurun niche Indian rich list amid evaluation markdowns, while industrialist Ratan Tata, 84, holds the distinction of being the most extensively followed entrepreneur on Indian social media, boasting 12.6 million X followers according to the Hurun India Rich List 2023. Many clubs affiliated to the Tripura Cricket Association have expressed their support to the recent decision by the Tripura High Court, which asked the state government to establish a special investigation team to probe allegations of corruption within the association. Debashish Bhattacharjee, the secretary of the Bloodmouth Club, a local cricket club under the TCA, termed the High Court's move as a validation of their ongoing efforts to challenge the state cricket body's elected leadership. He said that they have consistently raised concerns about significant financial irregularities in the installation of footlights at the MBB Cricket Stadium in Tripura. He said they have obtained a quote from another company offering similar specifications for floodlights. While they were charged a staggering rupees 16 crore for the stadium's floodlights installation, the company they contacted indicated that they could complete the work to same standards for only rupees 1.53 crore. He said this exposes the scale of corruption involved in the process.
বিলোনিয়ায় তাদের পকেটস্থ একজন জেনারেল বডির মেম্বার ছিল, যে বিভিন্ন কেস ডিসে জড়িত হয়ে এই মুহূর্তে বোধহয় ফারার আছে। মানিক না, জেলে আছে। সেই ছিল টাকা তোলার সিক্রেটারি অথরিটি। সেই বিলোনিয়াতে এর আগের বছর পর্যন্ত টিসিএ বিলোনিয়া ক্রিকেট অ্যাসোসিয়েশনকে বছরে 10 লক্ষ 11 লক্ষ টাকা এভারেজ এরকম টাকা দেয়। অথচ বিলোনিয়ায় কোনো টুর্নামেন্ট হয়নি, 24 লক্ষ টাকা উইদাউট অ্যাপ্রুভাল খেলা হয়নি, খেলার নামে টাকা বরাদ্দ করে দিচ্ছে। সমস্ত ডকুমেন্টস গুলো আমাদের সাথে আছে। ধর্মনগর ক্রিকেট স্টেডিয়াম উদ্বোধন, ধর্মনগর ক্রিকেট স্টেডিয়াম উদ্বোধনে করাপশনের নমুনা দেখুন। ডেকোরেশন 1000 মানুষ হবে, ডেকোরেশনের জন্য 18,63,401 টাকা। 18 লক্ষ। ডকুমেন্টসটা হাতে আসেনি, কিন্তু দায়িত্ব নিয়ে বলছি। মিষ্টি কত টাকার কিনেছে জানেন? ওই দিনের ইনঅগ্রেশন প্রোগ্রামের মিষ্টির বিল হয়েছে 22 লক্ষ টাকা। ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যের যত মিষ্টির দোকান আছে, সমস্ত মিষ্টির দোকানে প্রতিদিন যা মিষ্টি তৈরি হয়, এবং পার্শ্ববর্তী বাংলাদেশের মিষ্টির দোকানগুলো থেকে সমস্ত মিষ্টি যদি আনিয়ে নেওয়া যায় তারপরও 22 লক্ষ টাকা বিল হবে না 22 লক্ষ টাকা বিল করছে
That is all we have for this bulletin. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.
दुनियाते थाकिया साफा पानी कुंतु खाली 0.3% আছে এদুতো খালি খাওলে গনে একলা নহয় এদু সাফা পানি তু আমি খান এগ্রিকালচার তে খাও সামান খান ওলাউলে করনে বি চলাই আৰু এদু পানি খান ওয়াইল্ড লাইফ সাপোর্ট করে একটা হেলদি ফাংশনিং ইকোসিস্টেম দিব করনে এদু করনে পানি খান তু পলিউশন ফ্রি রাখিও লাগে আৰু আমি খান লাগা